everybody. The uncle, the carbuncle, and Chef Martin is here. Christian, why don't you start?
We got a pretty interesting episode for you guys today. I wanted to take an in-depth look at the national wildcard picture. You know, it's kind of a toss-up in the air right now for about 7 or 8 teams. So let's get it started. Right now at the top, we got 2 NL West teams with the San Diego Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I think those 2 teams are going to be 2 of the 3 wildcard teams. But, you know, for this third spot, it's really a toss-up. You got the Mets, you got the Giants, Braves, Cubs, even Pirates, Cardinals. I mean, any one of these teams could go on a hot streak down the stretch and take that spot. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I agree. The Padres and the Diamondbacks are going to make it. There's no doubt about that. They're hot and they're good. After that, boy, Mets and Braves, I think, have the best chance. But geez. You know, it's hard this year when a team goes cold. They're really cold, right? I still think the Mets are going to. I know they're not hitting now, but they've got a good lineup. I still think the Mets are going to make it.
Okay.
What do you think, Chef?
Well, you know, I think this season has taught me enough to say never, or nothing's a sure thing. I mean, if it were up to me, in May, the Mets would have been disbanded. You know, but I think the Padres certainly they did a lot. You know, they want to win now. They went all in at the trade deadline. They really shore up their bullpen. They're strong. They're gunning for the Dodgers, you know, so that's going to be an interesting race there, I think. The Diamondbacks are pulling away too, right? I mean, but I think that whole other bunch of teams, the Braves are not the Braves. I think they've been off the whole year.
You mentioned that last time too.
Yeah, the injuries, but they're still there. They're hanging. They're in the spot right now. If it ended today. The Mets are the Mets. I got to say, you know, coming into Seattle, you felt good, and then they score 1 run in 3 games. You don't know. With regard to them, they have 6 games against Oakland and Miami. They've got to go 5-1. I feel for that because then they're going to take on the Orioles for 3, the Padres for 4, and then the Diamondbacks for 3. That's good or bad. It could make the season, or it could definitely break it for them. So. That third spot, I don't know. I have an answer. I as maybe the pessimistic, I don't think the Mets are going to get it.
Who do you think will get it?
It's a toss-up. You know, Braves may hang on enough to do it. St. Louis they got the pedigree, seemingly. The Giants are just, I think they have their schedule. They have to play a lot of the hard teams too, so it's going to be hard for them. So I wouldn't be surprised. Either the Braves, the Mets, or the Cardinals.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on the Giants because they've got the starting pitching. They've got some of these kids, Fitzgerald, Matos, Ramos. They're hitting. I mean, these kids are playing well. That'd be something if all 3 wild cards came out of the West.
That would be. Has that ever happened before?
I don't think it has. I can't recall. Well, it's only been 3 wild cards for a short period of time.
That's true. Circling back to the Braves, I mean, this team is just. I feel for Braves fans, even as a Mets fan, I do. I mean, early in the year, you have your perennial MVP candidate in Ronald Acuna Jr. going down for the season. That's never a good start.
Yeah.
And then also you lose your best pitcher for the entire year in Spencer Strider. I mean, look, props to them. Tip my cap to them for even competing this much. I mean, it shows their depth that they're even in this position. But losing 2 guys like that, I mean, it's tough to compete without your 2 best players.
And they lost Albies too, right? Did he get hurt?
He was hurt. I don't know if he's out for the year.
I think he's back, though.
He's back. He was on IL.
You know, I watched
Or he'll be back.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Against River Ryan. That's pretty cool. 2 young pitchers. Ryan's pitching good. Did you see the play he made in the first inning? Oh,
I saw some of his strikeout highlights, but
he made a play. The first batter of the game hits a little ground ball at third base. He runs over field. He used to be shortstop. Fields it. Throws a rocket to first, spinning around. Gets the guy out.
Wow.
Doc Roberts is in the dugout. Never see that. Never see a pitcher do that. But anyway, he's out for the year. Hopefully it won't be Tommy John surgery. They've had so many injuries. But they get Mookie back. That's huge. Bueller has pitched better in the minors. He's going to pitch, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Mm.
Kershaw pitches against the Brewers too. This is a big series against the Brewers. They need to come back.
How's Bobby Miller doing?
Men's amends. He's had some good outings, had some very bad outings. I wouldn't count on him for the rest of the year. I don't know what's wrong with him. Something's wrong. He's not the pitcher he was last year. But they're very conservative. So, I mean, if he's saying he's hurt, they're going to address that. Okay, American League. Either Yankees or Orioles are going to grab one spot, right? One will win the division, one will grab another spot.
Yeah.
And then what? Twins? Royals? What do we got?
I mean, let's just start with the Yankees and Orioles. I mean, talk about two teams that it doesn't seem like either of them want to win the division. When one team's winning, the other team's winning.
Yeah.
When one team starts losing, the other team starts losing. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I want to see one of them pull away.
Who do you think will?
I think it'll be the Yankees.
It's hard for you to say that.
It's very hard for me to say that. I think they are a better overall team right now than the Orioles. I think next year, maybe a year down the line, you start developing more guys like Jackson Holiday. You have a full season of this core group of Orioles players. You get some more pitching. I think the Orioles will be, but we're talking about this season right now, and this season alone, I believe the Yankees are a better team. So I think the Orioles will get the top wild card spot in the American League.
What do you think, Chef?
I'll agree that the East is going to produce the top wild card, and then who else is there? Seattle, Houston loser. But they're kind of middling as well. Cleveland, Kansas City, Minnesota.
Cleveland hit the skids a little
Yeah,
bit.
they did.
Yeah.
So who will win that division? You got to think. I don't know. Cleveland, will they right themselves to keep it? So I'm going to go with, as wild cards, I'm going to go with the Yankees. I think Baltimore's going to win the division. That could be my inherent bias, or hope, and then let's go to Minnesota and the loser of the West. So I think it's going to be split,
Yeah.
This Kansas City
agree.
team is so good.
Bobby
Bobby
Witt
Witt
Jr.,
Jr., he's
when
batting
I first saw him.
340 right now.
He's so good. Yeah, and this Jackson Holiday, he came to play this time, right?
I
This time?
love to see that because the first time, he struggled, he got
Yeah.
sent down. I saw a lot of people in Instagram comments and everything going, oh, he's a bust, he's never going to live up to the hype. He comes back, hits a grand slam in his first game.
Yeah.
And he had, I think it was, 5 homers in 5 games.
He's a great player.
His swing's good. I mean,
Can't miss.
I'm happy to see him doing well, and it's crazy to see. He's my age. He's a few months
Is
older
that
than
right?
me. Yeah,
You're an underachiever.
he's born December 2003. I'm born April 2004, so he's only about 4 months older than me.
It looks like he's 12 years old.
Young guy.
You know,
yeah.
oh my God, I look at some of these guys, some of these kids, and
Yeah.
they're great players,
Yeah.
not mooks.
Yeah.
And I said, geez, I know he doesn't shave. He can't shave. There's no way he shaves.
Gosh.
Hits the baseball really well though.
I agree with Chef that I think the Orioles are going to win the division. Wouldn't surprise me if the Yankees won it. But
Yeah.
I think the Orioles just think this is their year to win the division. They won 100 games last year. Playing what they've been through it. They've been through that kind of thing. After that, you get a couple of hot pitchers. Who knows?
I would not rule out a team like Boston yet either.
That's true.
I think
Yeah,
they
they're-
get
They're
hot.
3 games out.
They get hot, and they could be right there too. Tanner Huck's having a fantastic year for them.
Yeah.
Their lineup will
Right.
play. Jaron Duran, All-Star Game MVP, and how much does the All-Star Game MVP really mean? Probably not much. But
He's a good player.
Jaron Duran's batting 300. He's leading the league in doubles, triples.
Yeah.
He's a really solid player.
They
very
went
good
into
player.
LA, I think it was right after the break, and they got swept, but Duran, every time he came up, he hit the ball hard.
Nice lefty swing.
Yeah. That's the first time I really watched him that much. 3 games in a row, he looked good. He impressed me.
Mhm.
He impressed me. How old is he?
26, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's just entering his prime. Okay. What else we got?
Football.
Not yet.
We had preseason going, but
Yeah.
You know what? One thing I do want to throw out there, me being the soccer person, I mean, this can either make it or not, but the Olympic gold medal women's game, kind of like remote out there. You guys probably haven't followed, but the coach, Emma Hayes, new coach for the team. She's only been she's been with the team 2 months.
USA.
Yes, USA, Long Island woman. Oh. She grew up in England, but dad was from the States. Coached on the island. It was at Iona. She's now the coach there. This team, the U.S. team, was really down. It's been the lowest it's ever been ranked, 5th in the world ever, right? That's the lowest. They had the worst performance in the World Cup last summer. Everyone were down on them. They went in and won the gold medal in this tournament.
Nice.
And the coach really changed that thing around. And I think you could look at that, what she was able to do, and take it to other sports. She reconstructed that roster to form the system that she wanted to play, got the players that she knew could win or wanted to, younger, more vibrant, left off a lot of named players, older, more professional.
Really?
Leading U.S. goal scorer was not selected in Alex Morgan. And she crafted this team, and now they put themselves back on the summit, so props to them. Really good job. Really good job.
And also, the woman who scored the opening goal of that game, Mallory Pugh, is married to Dansby Swanson.
Yes.
Is that right?
Shortstop for the Cubs. Yeah.
Right. She now goes by Swanson, Mallory Swanson. Yeah. She tore a ligament in her knee, and it prohibited her from going to the World Cup last year. So she made a great recovery, 3 operations, and now she won she won it with the goal against Brazil. Good story there.
That's a nice story. I just want to end with this. There is no proof, documentation, that if a pitcher throws over 100 pitches or goes through the third, there's no way that there's no documentation about that. There are more injuries now than ever before. Let the pitchers pitch.
Here.
Period.
Agree.
Okay?
I agree.
All right.
On that note, thank you for tuning in, guys.
See you next
See you
time.
next time.
See you soon.
And we may have a special guest next time.